This is a Ducati Panigale V4 Tricolore, a super exclusive bike that costs £48,000. That's more than a lot of cars, and cars have doors and seats and cup holders and steering wheels. This has none of that. I'm sure it's very good. It's a Ducati, it's gonna be good. But what I wanna know is, what bike can really justify nearly £50,000?
Look at this thing. It's the Tricolore Italian flag in bike form. Magnificent. It's Ducati's flagship, and it combines all their expertise and talent into a package that is so exclusive that most people will never get to experience it. Not just because it costs nearly 50 grand, but also because they'll only ever make 1,000 examples.
So, it's premium then. The kind of premium where you absolutely fear anything going wrong while you ride it. The kind of premium where if you drop it or crash it, well, let's not think about that.
All right, let's open her up. Here we go. Wow. So the experience of this bike is of course dominated by the engine. Obviously, it's a MotoGP inspired V4 churning out more than 216 horsepower. Powerful and light as well. 188 kilograms dry. So that means when you accelerate, it's like being fired out of a cannon. My days. It's like the horizon is falling towards you. You twist it, it screams, and your brain is like, just give me a minute to catch up. It's properly fast. That is addictive though. Not gonna lie. Slightly terrifying as well. Not the warmest day out here at Dunsfold, so slightly worried about falling off the thing. My head is like, take it easy, Rory. But then I'm like, nah, gun it, let's go.
But with the Tricolore, it's not just the straight line speed and acceleration that dictate the price. It's also about the attention to detail that makes the speed possible. Details you might miss until you take a moment to soak it all up. It is an absolutely beautiful bike to look at, isn't it? I mean, Ducatis look great anyway, but this might be the best looking Ducati I've ever seen. I love Ducati red, but the Tricolore is something special. You got green on one side, the white in the middle, and then the red on the other side. And depending on where you're standing, it almost looks like two different bikes. And then there's so much detail going on. You've got these huge front wings, which force the front wheels into the ground, adding about 6 kilograms of downforce. And then down here, this front fairing, carbon fiber. This detail is quite special as well. You've got a carbon fiber air intake to help cool the brakes. That's nice. And then around the side, we've got this checkered flag detail on both sides. This carbon fiber clutch cover with the exposed mechanism just there looks absolutely tremendous. And then the exhaust cover is carbon fiber as well, but look at the exhaust itself. That is tucked away neatly and integrated tightly into the bike. On most sports bike, they're kind of dangling off, but that's a nice touch. Plus, around the back, we've got this lovely carbon fiber double-sided swing arm, which just looks fantastic. We've also got carbon wheels, which look amazing and are a kilo lighter than forged wheels. But the biggest thing about this bike, the thing that means it costs nearly £50,000, is how exclusive it is. They're only making 1,000 units. This one is number 471 of 1,000. Let's try not to make it 999.
So the previous generation V4 Tricolore was very good, but by all accounts it had one flaw. It was too stiff apparently, and stiffness in a car is pretty useful in a number of ways, but on a bike, not so much. You see, when the bike is upright, the suspension works really well. The springs and the dampers move up and down to absorb bumps. Simple. But when you're going around a corner and the bike is leaned over, the suspension can't really suspend because it's at an angle, and that is an issue.
Ducati manages to get around this on the Tricolore by making the chassis itself more flexible. The new double-sided swing arm actually helps to reduce lateral stiffness by 37%. The front frame also reduces stiffness by a whopping 40%. By making it more floppy, they've given it the ability to soak up bumps in the bends, which actually makes it easier to ride.
what you end up with is a chassis that, when you've got some angle, can now take up where the suspension left off. When the springs and the dampers can't give you a cushion, the entire frame with its extra flexibility does exactly that. Now, forgive me, I'm not going to get my knee down. I'm not Jorge Lorenzo out here. I'm just me. Also, I'd be more inclined to try if it was a warmer day. Honestly, you might not be able to see it, but it's quite slippy, especially on these track markings, so we're being careful. But still, just knowing the bike's been engineered to give you more feel and confidence makes you a bit less afraid, especially when you're at any sort of angle. This is a bumpy old track in a few of these corners at Dunsfold, I tell you what, but it's good to know that the bike is doing its bit to soak them up.
That's not to say the chassis is doing all the work. The Tricolore uses some pretty trick Öhlins Smart EC 3.0 suspension, giving semi-active control of the NPX 30 forks, TTX 36 rear shocks. Oh, and there's an Öhlins steering damper on deck as well, absorbing unwanted handlebar movements.
That steering damper, that's a nice addition. The bike feels so light, and on something like this, the thought of having a tank slapper is fairly terrifying, but no danger of that here. I love the brakes as well. You've got these lovely carbon wheels at the front, hooked up to a giant 338.5mm brake disc, thicker than a normal disc as well, 6.2mm. It's like a massive dish, and the stopping power is just outrageous. You stop so hard, you feel the back end go light, and you squeeze your thighs over the tank and hang on for dear life. Braking is a workout. You've really got to hug the thing. That is mega though. And then it's so quick in the corners. This is the best bike I've ever ridden when it comes to going through a bend. It reacts really quickly. It surprises you at first, almost like the bike's one step ahead of you and you got to catch up. The turn in is so quick. I put that down to the carbon wheels. Maybe there's less rotational mass, so it just feels light and nimble. Not nervous, just sharp and responsive.
And on the way out of corners, it's bafflingly fast, with a power-to-weight ratio somewhere north of 1,000 horsepower per ton.
1,000 horses per ton? What car gets near that? Nothing. A Chiron is what, 750? This thing's different gravy. I love the way the gearbox works as well. The quick shifter is so slick up and down the box. I have noticed though, sometimes I get a bit of a misfire. You'll be powering along, approaching 100 miles an hour, and then it just sort of cuts out for a second. I'm not sure what that is. Don't like it. I don't think it's the traction control. It's more abrupt than that. It comes back quick enough though, but it does get the heart pumping, whatever that is.
On the subject of safety systems, this bike has everything and more. There's a full suite of electronics with options accessible via the dash. These include a range of driving modes, all customizable to your tastes. And you can adjust pretty much every setting from ABS to wheelie control, slide control, traction control, and engine braking. It's all there.
There's so many settings on this thing. You need a degree in computer science to fully understand it. Actually, I have a degree in computer science, and I still don't fully understand it, so maybe I'm talking through my backside there. It's very complicated, and you can spend ages getting to grips with it. There's just so much depth to this bike.
But even after all of that, there'll still be plenty of you screaming at your TV or your phone saying the Tricolore still doesn't warrant the price. And you might be right. There are plenty of other bikes on the market that deliver stunning performance for half the money. But maybe that's the point. There are lots of them. There are only 1,000 Tricolores. This is special. There are very few bikes out there that look this good, that feel this amazing, that have this much pedigree, while still delivering where it really counts.
I started this review saying there's no way this thing will be worth 50 grand. Truth is, if you don't have 50 grand, then it's not. But if you do, what else would you get? Come on.
The V4 Tricolore is an emotional commitment and a financial commitment unlike anything else on two wheels. It's proof that sometimes passion is expensive. And nobody buys a superbike because that's the sensible thing to do. We buy them because they're extreme. Because in a world full of rational solutions, the things that make the most sense are the things that sometimes don't make any sense at all.